In my previous video, I shared with you my 10 healthy habits, and I just went over it real quickly, so you might want to check that video if you want to know what all 10 of them are. I would have to say, when I look at those healthy habits, the one that probably was my first healthy habit to really be serious about for me is healthy eating. It all started when I was pregnant for my first time. That was like 47 years ago. And I discovered how few nutrients were in iceberg lettuce compared to those loose leafy greens. And I think that this started my lifelong, because I'm still learning, search on getting the biggest nutritional bang for all my food choices. Now you may be thinking, oh, 47 years ago, well, I'm a lot older. But I want to tell you, you're never too old to start changing your food choices to be healthier options. I have many clients who are in their middle and later years who made changes, and they found significant improvements with their health, just overall, their energy levels, being able to go out and do the things that they wanted to do, being able to think better, all those things that we want as we are aging. Now, I'm going to give you a list with some little details of what I have been doing and continue to do. But I just want you to pick one or two things at the most that you're not already doing. Because I'm sure you're probably doing at least one of these things. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed, and then you'll get frustrated, and then you'll probably give up. So it's very important to start with just a couple things, and hopefully you can maybe do what's called habit stacking. If you want some help with this, then just check out in the links below. There's a place where you can connect with me. So let's get to it. What's first up on the list? Always, 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 everybody I work with and for myself, it's drink water. I'm sure you've heard this one before. 60 to 70% of your body is composed of water. And water is so important because it has an extensive range of functions to make your body function well. Now, drinking water can be a challenge for some people, but once you get going and doing it, it's not so difficult. But you need to be consistent. You don't want to just do it all one day and then not the next, or gulp everything down all at once. That's not going to help your body. You need to pace it out throughout the day, but not too late into the evening, because we don't want to be disrupting our sleep. I aim personally to drink half my body weight in water every day. And if this is hard for you, check out my blog post on ways that you can flavor your water so that you'll drink more. It's got a lot of great tips in there for you. Next up is limiting alcohol and soda consumptions. Alcohol and soda consumptions don't count as your water. In fact, they count against you. So you have to take more water in when you're drinking those items. I occasionally do have a glass of wine, but it's usually with a certain meal. And it's a meal that I feel is really enhanced with the inclusion of wine, like Italian food. So this means I'm probably averaging about 4 glasses a month, once a week. Sometimes it's nothing for a week or two, and then I have 2 weeks of having a couple of glasses each week, during each week. The reason I stop sodas, and I pretty much have stopped sodas, I can't even tell you when the last time was that I had a soda. But the reason being, especially as we get older, is that the phosphates in them can really do a number on your bones health. And as an older woman, I really pay attention to my bone health. Next up is having protein from a variety of sources. Protein is one of the basic building blocks for our human body. We need it, and we need a lot of it. Some of the good sources include lean meats, poultry, fish, beans, lentils, nuts, seeds. You get the picture? So you can have it even if you're vegan or vegetarian. There's lots of protein sources out there. Just look it up. The recommendation for daily protein intake is approximately 0.36 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Now, I have personally found that's not enough for me personally. So I aim for about 90 grams of protein a day, because what I found is when I get down to where they tell me I should be, I tend to gain weight and fat in all the wrong places. Protein is really, really important for me, especially. You need to figure out what, amount works best for you as well. Now, 90 grams is a lot, especially for me because I do intermittent fasting several days a week. And that means getting that 90 grams in can be pretty difficult at times, but I found a solution. So on those days, I make sure I always have a shake for one of my meals during my eating window. And I'm not talking about those shakes that you see everybody, doing, and they're putting a greens and a banana or an apple or spinach and that kind of stuff into a blender. Now, I'm talking about a high protein, high nutrition shake. So what I found works for me is I have Kachava shake meal replacement. It is delicious and it's vegan if you happen to be looking for that. And I also add to it is doTERRA's protein. It's a whey protein, so it's not vegan, but they do have a vegan formula for those of you who are interested. Now, the combination of these two products plus some water, and I make it easy. I'm all for easy in this point in my life. I just put water in my shaker cup. I put in the two mixes. Clap that lid top down, and I just shake it up, and I'm ready to go. I don't have to deal with getting a whole bunch of other stuff out. And I'm getting a lot of nutrition. These two things are power packed. So I'm also getting 47 grams of protein and 14 grams of fiber. You can get these with a discount in my links below. Now, I mentioned fiber. That is also something that I'm really conscious about. In fact, a lot of people, they count calories. I don't. What I do count is protein, fiber, and ounces of water. Those are my three things. That's it. Makes it really simple. Eating fiber is very important for your body to make everything, work well. It also is great at helping to get your cholesterol levels, leveled out. And it gives you that feeling sensation of being full longer. Some examples for the types of food that you would find fiber in are whole grains, fibrous vegetables, fibrous fruits, and legumes. I aim to get 30 to 35 grams a day. Now, the recommended amount, according to the Heart Association, is 25 to 30 grams a day for an adult. And then some places will have it lower as you're an older adult. But once again, like I said, I have found that if I aim for the 30 to 35 grams a day, that's my sweet spot. It really helps my whole body get moving in the right way. You know what I'm talking about. The next thing is to eat the rainbow. You want to do that daily, preferably with fresh or frozen fruits and vegetables. You want to ensure that way that you're getting a wide intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and phytochemicals. I tend to eat my fruit either in between meals or before a meal. If you eat them directly after a meal, what your body does is it stores it away as unused energy, and you know what that means. We don't want that. The other thing I like to enjoy is whole grains, nuts, and seeds. In fact, I can't even tell you a day that I go without my nuts and seeds. And a lot of times I'll put dried fruit in with them, or I'll have some fresh fruit with them. The other thing that you want to include daily in small quantities is healthy oils and fats. And for me, this means I'm primarily using olive or avocado oil when I'm cooking. And then when I'm baking, I use virgin organic coconut oil. Another good place to get healthy oils and fats is in your nuts and fish, preferably salmon and not the farm kind. The next thing is limiting prepared and refined foods. I basically make all our meals from scratch, all our snacks, just about everything. And that sounds like a lot of work, I'm sure. But I've got a trick for you. I double batch. Now there's just the two of us right now, but I started this habit when I had my 3 daughters at home and husband, and so there was 5 of us. And a meal for 6 people meant, if we did it, specifically, meant there was only 1 serving left over. So I would double batch it. And then I put all the extras cut up into their single servings and wrap them really good, label them, stick them in the freezer. They're there for an easy dinner and a snack if you've got growing kids that are busy in sports. I remember we were so active in the evenings after school that it would be really easy to go drive through and get some fast food. But I didn't have to do that. I could keep us healthier because I knew I had stuff at home ready to go. And my girls knew it too. So they could pull out something out of the freezer when they were hungry and just heat it up themselves. Another thing that's great about preparing all your own food is that you can switch out those unhealthy ingredients for healthier options. And you'll find that it is so much cheaper. So now the other bonus is I'm only cooking about 3 times a week. And that means I've got a lot of free time. So it works out as a win-win for us all the way around. Now, I also want to call special attention to limiting refined sugar. It's very important to me because it's at the root of so many health issues, from heart disease and cancers, type 2 diabetes, which runs very heavily in my family, as well as inflammation, which is something as you get older, your body seems to have more of. So this is a good way to help lower it. And did you know that too much sugar increases wrinkles? Okay, that's enough for now. Let's review. You want to drink water, limit sodas and alcohol, have high protein from multiple sources, eat foods high in fiber, and eat the rainbow. You also want to enjoy some whole grains, nuts, and seeds, and make sure you're including a little bit of healthy oils and fats daily. Limit refined and prepared foods, especially refined sugar. Like I mentioned before, don't try to incorporate everything all at once. Keep it simple. Add 1 or 2 things that you're not already doing. And if you need a hint as like, I don't know where to start, let me suggest start at the top of the list with water. I have seen so many people take care of so many health issues simply by drinking enough water every day. I don't mean flooding your body, but just a healthy amount, which is basically half your body weight in ounces of water. Check out my other 9 healthy habits that help me to age well into 74. And remember to subscribe if you haven't already so you'll get the next video.